2, 1, go. Three, two, one, go. Three, two, one, go.
I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line. Definition of divine.
Yeah, I feel like a champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. They told me I wouldn't be nothing. Came on down second to none. I need me a trophy, I need me a ring. I'm not with the bull, but keep it a beam. You know what it is, you know what I mean. Shit, all I do is win, 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 win. Haters wanna hate, they ain't make top 10. Double, triple team, what they need to defend. I juke left and I'm gone with the win. I'm gone with it.
I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line. Definition of divine. I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line. Definition of divine.
Feel like a champ, MVP status. Yeah, the win been guaranteed. So let's see about it. If you gon' speak about it, then be about it. If you don't bring that energy, no, I can't be around it. Nah, I'ma shoot my shot. I'ma stick it, watch. At the tippy top, I cannot take no loss. 2 seconds on the clock, they gotta give me the rock. I got a game on what? Yeah, I got a game on lock.
I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line. Definition of divine. I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line. Definition of divine.
if you wanna see some action. Enter my zone, shut down the competition. Stand out from the crowd, yeah, I'm the main attraction. Come into my world if you're ready for some action. Are you ready? Are you ready? I came here to win. I'll never give in. Make my one woman on me. All me one woman on me. All me one woman on me. All me one woman on me. One woman on me. Are you ready? Are you ready? I came here to win. I'll never give in. Make my one woman on me. All me one woman on me. All me one woman on me. All me one woman on me. One woman on me. There's something in his eyes. There's a storm within, but it's written in the skies. Let it break me till it's over. Won't let it shake me no. Won't let it make me go under. Won't let it make me go under. So now it's time to fly. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Nothing's gonna stop me. No one will ever get left behind. A million more before I've tried. Won't let it break me till it's over. Won't let it shake me, no. Let it make me go under. Let it make me go under. So now it's time to fly. So now it's time to fly. Nothing's gonna stop me now. 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 soul is blind. You lie time and time again, and I am not your fool. Not this time, 'cause I'm the wiser of us two. I'm the one of light, the antithesis of you. If you shoot, I'll take you. If you run, I'll chase you. If you scream, I'll whisper la-di-da-di-da-da-da. This is all you ever wanted. Take it all, you deserve it. This is how we're gonna end it. La-di-da-di-da-da. Take it all, you deserve it. Take it all, you deserve it. Giving back the freedom you want to destroy. And my power's way too strong for you, so try. 'Cause you can't dominate and know will you survive.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Esports World Cup 2024 opening ceremony. Coming to you live from Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. You are looking at drone shots of the beautifully lit city here, and we are moments away from diving into all of the action for the next 8 weeks for the Esports World Cup. In case you don't know me, my name is Trevor Henry, also known as Quickshot. I've been a commentator for League of Legends for over a decade, and over the next 8 weeks, I have the absolute pleasure to be introduced to a plethora of new games, new titles, and new esports communities. It is also my pleasure to introduce my very first guests of the journey, and you may be familiar with them. I'd like to welcome Danny Aarons and Tyler One to the show. Hello, gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Mate, it is an absolute pleasure to be here with the boy.
Yeah.
With the boy.
Gentlemen, listen, I want to talk about what you've been up to today. I want to talk about what you think of the venue and stuff. Before I do, though, Danny, I have to humbly apologize. Earlier this evening, as we got introduced and started getting ready for this, I had to admit I didn't know really of you.
Cool.
But look, I am in awe, and I would love for you to introduce yourself. We are live on hundreds of streams. There are loads. We have co-streamers. We have every single gaming community. You're obviously known in FC. You're obviously known in the football world. But can you tell our viewers exactly who you are?
This is a big opportunity now, isn't it?
It is.
I'm a YouTuber. I'm a streamer. I'm an undefeated boxer.
Oh.
I've never lost a boxing fight.
Have you ever fought?
Not yet.
Still counts. Still
But I'm
counts.
still undefeated.
Okay, still counts.
And yeah, just a general content creator, man. Yeah.
That is awesome. Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you. Tyler, I think there'll be a few more people, especially in League of Legends, you know, familiar. At the risk of making a problem for myself, could you intro yourself?
Don't mind if I do real quick. I am 6'5", a staggering size, 255 pounds, 195 IQ tested on stream, 5 World Challenger player, multi-region, multi-season, greatest father in the world, greatest daughter in the world, and to top it all off, I'm a 2000 ELO rated chess player.
Oh, that is awesome. Listen, congratulations on the chess. Congratulations on becoming a father.
Thank you, bro.
How much has this changed your life?
You know, I look back at it and I'm like, wow, I've changed so much in the last 3 months. She brings such a joy to my heart. Like
I can see the smile in
man,
your
it's
face.
every single day she grows. Like she does something different. Even when I'm away here, she's like doing something different. Kayla's sending me, you know, snaps and pictures of her. I mean, it's amazing, man. It's truly, and I'm not like, if you guys don't want to have a baby or anything like that, I'm not saying, yo, go out there and have a lot of babies.
Listen, it's amazing. You unfortunately been paired with probably one of the oldest people on our talent team, and it just brings my heart joy. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Also, I just saw last night, you have a boxing match coming up with none other than Bevo. None other than Bevo. What is that about?
To be honest, mate, I have absolutely no idea. I don't know why he said yes. But he has said yes, and I cannot wait for it. August 31st.
Well, listen, I sincerely hope you made him eat your fists, all right? Okay.
He will.
Right, listen, that's enough on the introductions. I hope you know some of our guests. We're going to have a little bit more of a chat to what's happening here at EWC because it is the continuation of Gamers 8, and it continues to keep growing in terms of both prize pool and number of games played. Out of interest, have you guys seen the materials? Oh, we're cheating here. 21 game titles, over $60 million in prize money up for grabs. I know I don't have the most hardcore esports guys, right? Because you guys are known for your content. For your skills are there. Okay.
You don't know us.
So tell
You don't know us.
Okay, whoa.
Low-key, come on now.
I'm starting to drum here. So what did you guys get up to today, Danny? What did they bring you up for? What have you been up to?
Honestly, this has been an unbelievable experience. Like, I've seen all the players. I wasn't allowed to play them. It would have been a little bit too unfair.
That makes sense. Listen, you're not allowed to be the world champion. You're here as talent, right?
I'm here to present the show.
That's
You know
it.
what I mean? If I partake,
That's
they
it.
ain't
You
got
take
no
them all
chance.
out. Tyler, what'd you get up to today?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. These guys had me working like a dog all day long. I've been working for like 12 hours straight, no rest, no food. They didn't even feed me. Nah, but it's been great.
No, I know that's a lie. I saw you
Okay,
in
I
catering.
catering.
We've all seen you.
I saw you in
I ate
catering.
a little bit at catering. Fine, fine.
Yeah,
That previous
exactly.
thing. But no, I've got a whole bunch of like players who I didn't even know existed, and they're like top of their craft. And we have so many different players in different fields. Then we have casters in that field. It's like everybody's different community. their gaming community
Yes.
all in one place. It's wild.
It is really, really wild. It's actually something I'm personally excited to see. Like, for example, you'll see a little later in the show, when we get to look at the Battle Royale stage, when I think about the fact Apex is going to be there, PUBG is going to be there, Call of Duty Warzone is going to be there, Free Fire, what I would really love to see is how the communities trash talk one another. How much? Let's talk about trash talk. 30 partner clubs at EWC. There's going to be many more competing. I want to ask you guys, which club or which team is you may be more familiar with is going to win the respective game? Tyler, there are 8 teams competing in the league tournament. You should know them.
Yes.
If you don't, I can help you.
Yes.
Who's your favorite? Because I know you've been doing a lot of coach streaming. I know you've been on that grind.
Out of everybody, like I'm not listening to NA, like start or whatever. Like, NA is gonna. Okay, so I think the top 2 teams that I
Yeah, let's not lie now. Okay, yeah. So let's go. Yeah.
T1 and Jinji.
Straight up.
I think they are.
Running opposite ends of the brackets. So have you seen the bracket? NA, EU, China, Korea in the quarterfinals on both sides. Do you know what that means? We're guaranteed a Western team in semis, bro.
Wow, we deserve that. We're gonna deserve that. That definitely wasn't set up or scripted, I think, probably, but
So
okay.
you're going T1 Genji for the final.
Oh, for the final? No, I just said those are the top 2 teams.
Top 2 teams. Okay. So then, can I put you on the spot? Would you be willing to give me a hold againstable prediction on who's going to make the final and maybe who's going to win?
I'm a T1 fan, bro.
There we go.
There we go. I mean,
It's
come on.
T1.
T1.
That's where it's at. Now, Danny, I'm obviously not expecting you to know league.
I will know.
But
I will know.
Let's talk FC24. Do you know the player? I mean, you said you're going to
Of
smash
course.
the ball. So after you, who's most likely to pick up the Esports World Cup title?
Hear me out here. 100 Thieves.
You kidding me?
100 Thieves.
What does it tell you? Because again, I'm learning FC, right? And I've been trying to catch up with it over the last few weeks. I don't know the history and the backstory. What makes 100 Thieves an American org likely to pick up FC, dude?
Hear me out.
And not Madden.
Hear me out. Passion.
I love it.
Thank you very much.
I love it,
They
man.
have passion.
Yes.
Trust me on that. When you see them competing, when they score, they go up, they go, yeah! Trust me, 100 Thieves.
Okay.
And then when they do win, clip this up and share it everywhere.
I'm going to clip that.
Maybe.
All right, gentlemen, I want to show you every single game that is being played here and the tournaments. 21 of them at EWC. 8 weeks of competition, and some of them have already started. MLBB, for example, the playing stage is already competing, and on Thursday this week, we're going to kick off with Dota 2. We're going to kick off with League of Legends. We're going to kick off with Call of Duty Warzone. We're going to kick off with more MLBB. I hope you guys have good eyes, right? The logos are on the screen. I want to check. What are the other games? What are the other games that maybe you play socially? You've played with some friends. Maybe you played ranked. Let's do a test here. Tyler, I mean, I know you've had to play some of the other esports titles like in rank queues and things like
Now,
that.
I'm not here to brag. Well, I am actually. I played Overwatch 2.
Oh, okay, what ranked?
Okay, before Overwatch 2, I was Diamond.
Before was okay.
But
yeah,
I'm a plat tank in like only a month. That's good.
that's awesome. I
Okay.
mean, that's round of applause. Danny, give it like I'm
Danny,
gonna have
he's-
like
he's not clapping.
that's a
Wait, Danny's
I'm-
upset.
Well done, Tyler. Yeah,
And then
sure.
I played CSGO, and I'm, again, not trying to brag, but I was Gold Nova 2 in less than 50 hours.
Gold.
That doesn't sound impressive. Gold.
52.
Oh,
no, that's actually
you-
pretty good.
okay, but you're not
That's
taking
pretty
that
good.
under the 50 hour. You're
Out
missing
of
that
interest,
part, Danny.
out of interest, have you played CS2 at all? Tried? It's recent. I know you're a new father. I highly doubt it, right?
No, bro, I don't got time.
Okay, so I definitely have around 70 hours. I hit Master Guardian 1, so let's see whether or not, like, can somebody help me? What's the conversion there? At Tyler 1 at Quick Shot. Am I higher ranked than him? I think I am. I
Shot in your neck, bro.
really think that I am.
Wait, he did it in 50 hours though.
I know.
But the
that's-
50
can
hours.
why are you slagging me off here, man? Come on. Listen.
Just said.
Okay, just quickly before I turn around and focus in on some of like the week 1 elements. If you watch the Euros, who's winning Euros?
England.
England. Oh, it's
And
coming.
you know, Tyler, you know England are winning the Euros,
Do
right?
you know?
They're winning
Can I
the Euros.
check?
He's asking me about
If
soccer.
you know anything about soccer, if you know anything
What?
about soccer, do you know what the England catchphrase is for soccer? If they're going to win a tournament?
I don't know. What is it?
Because it's something like, it's coming home!
Tyler, please
Okay,
say it's coming
right.
home. Please say
It's coming home.
Wait, can we
There
get-
we
can
go,
get-
ladies
there-
and
there we
gentlemen.
go.
It's coming
Okay.
home. There we go.
No, what am I
Listen,
saying?
obviously we are having a whole lot of fun here. I've got Tyler and Danny for just a little bit longer, so I want to talk just very quickly. Week 1, I know Tyler's predicting T1 to win, right? So week 1, NAEU as well as LCK LPL on both sides of the bracket. Like, is there a regional prediction you can give me? Like, is it going to be same as MSI recently? NA is going to do better than EU?
Let me make this clear. EU is trash. I don't know how many times I have to say it. They are trash. I'm not the biggest NA fan, home fan, whatever, but I got more respect and more expert. What's it called when I want to wish they win? Hopes
Hopes.
for NA. Good word.
Hopes for NA. Well, let's see what happens. I mean, FlyQuest and Cloud9 going to have a tough match ahead of them, I think, right? We're going to have to find out. All right. No, Team Liquid. Why did I say Cloud9? Turn my attention. Danny, FC24, if you're speaking to somebody that has not even held a controller in the last 5 years, what should I expect when I watch the game?
You should expect extremely good plays.
Ooh.
Hear me out. Hear me out. It's not going to be... Let's say we just pick up a controller. Maybe not me, because I'm very good. You two.
Yeah.
You pick up a controller. You might pass the ball. You might shoot. These players are different. I'm talking. They're playing this game 18 hours a day. We're not even awake for 18 hours a day.
I physically couldn't do that. I'm nearly 40. There's not a chance I'm awake that long.
I was in the hotel with all the players. They don't speak to anyone. They are leaning forward, back like this, posture like this, into the screen like that. 18 hours a day. Ooh. These lot take this seriously. Some of the plays they do is not right.
Now listen, I've got one other thing. When I was doing my research, 2 things stood out to me. Number one, you seriously impressed me and blew me away with your weight loss journey. Congratulations on that.
Congrats.
I actually legitimately just said before going live, it's a personal goal over my next 8 weeks here to actually go home losing weight. Tyler thinks I'm mad, doesn't believe it's going to happen. The other thing I learned is that you were a professional referee in an actual football stadium.
Ooh, I do a lot of side quests.
Oh, there we go.
Any opportunity I get, yes.
How much does the real game help your digital game as the best FC player in the world?
That's the thing. This was light work for me. I do it 12 hours a day on a digital screen, so I thought I'd just do it in real life. It was actually like unbelievable. It was the most, I've been playing football, not soccer.
Yeah.
Playing football for like, what, 20 years of my life. The most fun I've had is being the referee.
Oh, wow.
Easily.
I mean, look, the photos looked incredible. The match was fantastic to watch. Those of you that don't know, you really do need to check it out. I have one last question before I excuse both of you. I know it's been a very long day. I know you need to get some more food, Tyler. I'm
starving, actually.
He's not eating all day.
I'm a bit hungry, actually.
There's 21 games. I'm sure you're familiar with these names. Outside of the game that you're most known for, what would you be most excited to watch? What would you recommend fans take some time to learn and tune into? Tyler, come to you first.
Oh, so I've been meeting a lot of people today, and these Warzone players are different. They carry themselves different. They're like what I kind of wish League players were. They're cocky, they're confident, they're arrogant, they're sitting there talking smack constantly to each other. I was recording with them. They're like back and forth, barking at each other. I'm ready to see this COD.
Well, there we go. One last one, Danny.
I can't back that, but honestly, Rocket League.
Trust the football guy.
I know. It's kind of the same thing, but it's cars. Rocket League is so fun to watch, especially at a competitive stand.
I really, really love that. Just the mechanics of it as well. You see these guys bopping and flying around.
Yeah.
Football and anti-gravity, that's it. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for the support in the opening ceremony. Safe travels back home, and we'll see you soon. For everybody watching at home, we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, I have a special guest joining me on the sofa. And welcome back to EWC 2024. I needed a minute or two to calm down because Danny and Tyler were a lot of energy. And I have changed my special guests for somebody who I've known for a very long time. Ralf Reichert, thank you so much for joining me on the sofa. Thank you for taking the time to intro and kick off this amazing event. The same thing that I did with Danny and Tyler. I'd love for you to explain to our audience and our viewers just a little bit about who you are and how you're involved here at EWC.
It's a good question. I mean, first and foremost, I'm a gamer, right? I started 1996 to compete in a game called Quake. It's ancient history.
I played CPMA. I loved it back in the day. Yeah.
Look, and then I founded a team. It's still out there called SK Gaming. So I tried to compete, and we were decent, but there was no industry, right? There was no infrastructure. So actually we went on, and in 2000, with a bunch of other guys, we founded ESL to build the infrastructure, A, for teams to compete, but B, more important, for players to become relevant, to become recognized. Because back at that time, as a successful esports athlete, like I would call myself, the best you could get is, not being stigmatized.
Yes. Yeah.
But there was no stage to be celebrated. So we wanted to build that stage, and it took us a while to get here.
It took us a while, but I mean, that is one hell of a resume. SK Gaming, ESL, now EWC. A couple of questions about the event. We're obviously here at opening ceremony night. We've got an entire evening planned ahead of us. Why now?
Why now is a good question, right? Why now is a good question. I think the time was right in a way that esports has grown so much on so many different levels, but the connecting tissue is somehow missing, right? So you can go to tournament 1 and 2B and they're all great, but something that ties it all together is missing. And I mean, in terms of time, we were lucky. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, out of everywhere in the world, said we want to double down on this industry. And for the first time, a country is really supporting the sport like it happens in traditional sport. Right, so host city fees, host country fees are the most normal thing on large sports events. In esports, it's almost brand new. So we're here in this specific point in time where all the stars aligned, and actually the other most important stakeholder, the game publishers, were ready to do this. And a year ago when we announced this, we thought this is going to be good. But, with 21 of the 25 probably best games in the world, we're way ahead of where we wanted to go, and let's hopefully make it a good show.
I will tell you this, Ralf. I have watched esports. No, I have not played as quite as long as yourself. I was excited for this, and I underestimated just how epic it's looking and feeling and building up. What does this mean to you? And do you know what? I dare you to tell me maybe on a more personal level as well, because it's so apparent just how passionate and frankly just how much of a competitive nerd you are. I say that with love.
No, absolutely. I would consider myself. Look, it's 2000, right? We founded ESL. Think about it, that we go to a country far away where you have full government support, where you have an esports visa, where stadiums are built for you, where the mobile phone provider is named Esports World Cup all across. That's the stuff we dreamt of. It's maybe something we even believed is going to happen, but we had no idea when. And this today is exactly that. And in the end of the day, this is all fine, but it gives more opportunities to the players, to where I come from, right? And we want to make them stars. That's the clear goal of this. It's a platform to make players bigger than they are today. And I hope we can achieve it, and I hope we can grow this over the years.
I can only say thank you. I've only got time for one more question and a request. With some luck, I'm going to challenge in front of the entire world you to a game of Quake at some point. I think we need to try Dust Off. It's been a long time since I've tried that game. Just before I let you go, I'm never going to put you in the uncomfortable position to predict winners or teams. So what I'm going to ask you is, which game or two are you excited to watch?
Look, I have to give a polite answer. I love all my children.
Oh, that is such a cop-out. Okay.
But I used to play Quake, right? So I used to be a shooter guy, but now I'm a MOBA guy. So I personally like the MOBA genre best, and that's what I'm going to watch most. But literally, again, it's about the players and giving them the opportunity. So I hope we make some people rich.
And don't get me wrong, we're going to make a lot of players, a lot of clubs rich. We are going to watch a lot of games, but I'm with you. There's a lot of different MOBAs that we get to experience. Ralf, I'm going to say thank you so much for the conversation. I'm going to let you go, continue with the evening, enjoy the festivities. I certainly cannot wait to see the opening ceremony just a little bit later this evening. Ralf, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you all, and thank you for tuning in.
For everybody else at home, I'm going to say goodbye to Ralf. While I do that, we're going to take a quick look at some drone shots here from Boulevard City, from flying around town. And while we do that, I'll bring in my guests for the remainder of our opening ceremony show. The tension is building, and welcome back to EWC 2024, where once again we're taking a look at the nighttime shots here over the sky in Riyadh. I'm still your host, Quick Shot, and we have plenty more opening ceremony show to cover before we... Well, I'm not going to spoil the OC, actually. Nevertheless, I think it's time to introduce the guests for the remainder of the show, as well as the HQ broadcast that will take place this weekend from this very location. I would like to welcome Initialize, Katie, as well as Jace. Similar to what I've done with all my previous guests, I'd love for you to say hi, introduce yourselves briefly, and what are you excited for?
Hey, I'm Initialize. Pleasure to be here. I am so excited to be here with the show with so many people from across esports in general. There's never really been a broadcast where we get to cover so much and so many things at once, and I'm really pleased to be here, frankly.
It's going to be an exceptional week, and I know 8 weeks for you, Trevor. Unfortunately, I'm not cool enough to have a gamer tag, so I'm just Katie, and hey, I'm here for Warzone, but who knows? Who knows, Jace? Maybe I'll have one by the end of this.
Yeah, so my name is Jace. I'm from MPL Singapore. It's a pleasure to be here. I'll be covering mostly for MSC 2024, and man, this is the biggest stage that any mobile titles could have ever dreamed of.
And of course, the location where we're at here is Boulevard City in Riyadh. Take a quick look at the footage. I think we saw that flying by. There's a whole festival outside the event in conjunction with the arenas where the teams will be battling out across the 21 titles. And of course, that is all to come later this week. Some tournaments have already kicked off with those play-ins, MLBB in particular.
Yep.
Jace, you know, qualifying, getting those seeds into the remainder of the show. Now, when we come out of this, I want to take a look at the opening ceremony schedule and all the segments that we have running for the remainder of the evening, because we've spoken to Ralf, we've spoken to our special guests. We're going to reveal the stages in just a little bit, move to our club's overview, talk about the totem, and the totem is particularly special, so make sure you stick around for that one. Initialize, what are you looking forward to?
Honestly, I've had a bit of a spoiler for that totem. I'm really stuck on that. It is so cool, guys. I cannot wait to show you all of that.
Now, tell me about I Hold Shift. We're going to hit him in a moment or two. Who is this man, Katie?
I Hold Shift is one of the best casters in Call of Duty and Warzone. He's been around for an exceptionally long time, and he's been all around the arena and the boulevard as well.
Does he run very quickly? I hope so, because I Hold Shift. Let's check in with you at the boulevard. Hold Shift, bro. COD.
Guys, thanks so much. My whole shift. Your guy on the ground tonight here in Riyadh on the miraculous and marvelous Boulevard City. This is looking unbelievable. Telling you, everything is fully kitted out, ready to go for the Esports World Cup, which is debuting in less than an hour. And I can tell you, I am so freaking pumped to get this thing going. So I'll be with you the whole way through, bringing on some special guests, a couple of interviews, and also showing you more behind the scenes footage. Can't wait to be with you guys. Quick shot. Have some fun up there.
Oh, I absolutely am having a blast, and I just truly wish that was recorded 100% live so that you could hear my lame dad joke. I'm going to have to catch up on that later. Thank you for the check-in there at Boulevard City. I want to move us along quite briskly and start talking about the PC titles that will be competing, that will be demonstrated, shown here. Katie, obviously you're here for Warzone this week, but talk to me about some of that game as well as the others.
I mean, Warzone, look, Tyler once said we're all excited about Warzone, certainly. So am I. But just the breadth and the scope of games available. Look at Apex, Dota 2, Counter-Strike 2, Fortnite. Not only is it those battle royales, but it's so many other genres.
Let me take a look at this. A number of new titles being added to the list as well. I'm very excited for Dota 2. 3 full weeks. It's the largest in terms of scale as well.
Right?
It's going to be fantastic.
I mean, especially considering it's not just like we've got shooters, we've got MOBAs, it's the wide range of stuff. We've got StarCraft 2, the OTS King. We've got TFT, Auto Battler as well. It is genuinely a huge genre mashup as well, which I'm very excited for.
And I'm looking at just this StarCraft 2 right here. It's just brings me so much joy because StarCraft 2 has been my first love and my first introduction into esports. Really glad to be able to see it in Esports World Cup.
Amongst all those new PC titles I've mentioned, I've watched you TFT, Apex, the lot of them. League of Legends is one of the gigantic names that has just been added to the roster not too long ago as well. We got a little bit of a deep dive onto this one, and we're going to start it off by talking to Chovy from Gen G.
I'm here with Chovy from Gen G, of course, recent international champion. Friends, thank you so much for taking the time. Nice to meet you.
저도 이렇게 만나 뵙게 되어서 너무 반갑습니다.
It's great meeting you as well.
So let's just kind of get into the story of Chovy here. So after the first couple of finals, couple of losses that come through, but you're now the first player to win the LCK 4 different times. So what would you tell yourself if you had a chance to speak to a younger Chovy at the beginning of your career?
일단 결승에서 계속 미끄러진 지금 이 순간이
Well, I would like to tell myself that it is very painful to be missing that top point every single time, even though I reached so hard for it. But that moment is going to be building up eventually and then going to be coming back to you with a very great result at the very end. So try to suffer throughout a bit and then you'll get it eventually.
Yeah. Okay, I love that. Well, the good news is you've gotten through that. Gen G just dominated at the MSI. You've obviously won your first international title, and right now it looks like the team is pretty unstoppable in the LCK. So will Gen G be the first team to complete the Golden Road, or, and maybe who would be most likely to stop you from completing that?
저희의 골든 로드를 막을 팀이 누구라고 단정 짓기는 어렵지만
Well, I cannot really select a player or a team at this point, but we're not going to be stoppable and we'll keep going.
I love it. Well, thanks so much for the time. Best of luck, of course, this weekend.
감사합니다. Thank you.
Man, I hope people have this guy burned into their brains because I am fairly certain by the end of the year, he may well have just golden roaded the whole damn thing.
I don't think the Golden Road can happen. I don't think the Golden Road can. We'll find out. We'll find out. We do need to move along with the show, and that means we get to take a look at our very first arena. Let's head into Kidia.
Welcome to the Esports World Cup. We're on the Qiddiya stage where the players will fill the seats tomorrow to play for a whopping prize pool of $1 million. Now, this is League of Legends' first time at the Esports World Cup, and we will have notable teams such as Gen G, the MSI champions, T1 LCK dominators, and 4 times world champion. And who could forget G2, EU powerhouse. All these teams, plus many more, playing for their chance to win the money and the trophy. Let's get these games underway!
If I've learned absolutely anything from that introduction, I'm going to need Quick Shot to talk like that through the rest of EWC. And I mean, the stage itself is incredible, and not to take away from Tyler, but everything happening behind him, just absolutely amazing.
Thank you! It's time to look at some notable teams in League of Legends. So I am so sorry to the audience. Let's get back to track. And also, I want to make it clear. Tyler did a phenomenal job of delivering the hype and the gravitas.
Yeah, fantastic.
It was so on brand. Initialize. Notable teams go.
Just look at those names there. The two LCK teams, T1 is Esports royalty. You can't get much further.
Has Faker.
And the thing is, absolutely, with a name like that, guys, this is probably the esports GOAT, not just the League of Legends GOAT, the esports GOAT. That stands for so much. You're looking at G2, who is the team from Europe, as much as Fnatic and all these other teams want to take that away from them again. They really are that great. And then Gen G, right now, is the team to beat, despite how good the rest of the teams who are coming here are. Look at the LPL squads, look at T1 and all the others here. They are still the team to beat. I still think they're going to win it all.
Does the Warzone community know of the legend of Faker? I mean, surely it breaks out.
Hold
right?
on.
I know you know. I know you know.
Don't insult us like that, okay? I know he's been taking shots at FPS
I have
the whole
not.
time.
Literally,
It's his
no
name.
pun intended.
We all live under rock
Okay, I'll tell you what,
because we play games. So we all know Faker.
Okay, I formally apologize to King Griffin and the entire Warzone community. Let's move on with the show. It's time to talk to Gen G's CEO in an interview.
Hey, Arnold!
I'm here with Arnold, the CEO of Gen G. Thanks for being here. How are you enjoying Riyadh so far?
Things are good. Things are good. Everybody's been very, very kind.
Well, let's get right to business here, man. League of Legends team is dominating. You guys have an MSI win, crushing the LCK. You gotta let us know, what's the secret sauce? What's been all the success coming from?
You know, I wish there was some sort of secret sauce that I could share. I would say just the team is really dedicated. And I would say they're dedicated around two things. One is around details. And by the team, I mean, you know, obviously the players and the coaching staff, but the entire organization. You know, one of the things is this is a very new experience for us. We're really focused on the details. So myself even, you know, I wanted to be here to make sure that I was supporting the team as much as I could. We're trying to make sure that the players are taken care of, that they go to the gym, that they're, you know, healthy. So that's the biggest thing that we're focused on. And then the other part I would say is really teamwork. You know, the team has really done a lot on supporting each other, getting integrated, and doing really well. You know, I'm really, really excited about their growth for the rest of the season.
Well, it sounds like there's been no stone left unturned, so I imagine you guys have been scoping your opponents a little bit. Who would you say is maybe your biggest threat and maybe biggest contender here at the event?
You know, it's really hard to choose. There's so many great teams here. Obviously, it's, you know, the top representatives from MSI. So for us, you know, I couldn't choose like one single team. It's really scary because I think the one area that we are really focused on is, you know, obviously we had the MSI tournament, but now we're really interested to see how teams adjust, right? How are they gonna create different strategies? How are they gonna deal with the jet lag? How are they gonna figure out what they do here? So we're really taking a keen eye towards how teams will adjust to us and how we'll adjust in such a short span.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, the league team obviously comes with a lot of reputation, a lot of hype about what's going to happen for this event. But what else can Gen G fans maybe get excited for? Because you guys dabble in a lot, but it's only the league team that's here. Anything you're looking forward to possibly adding in the future?
Yeah, so I think, you know, across the board, we're excited for this year with hopefully our Rocket League team qualifies. I think we got a good shot, but
Sure.
we'll find out. And then obviously our PUBG team is still in the running. So, you know, we still have some coals in the fire. And, you know, in the future, we're excited to try to make sure that we're building competitive teams where it makes sense and expanding in the right way.
Well, your presence is always very anticipated, so we hope to see you guys more. Thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You got it.
Exceptional interview from Arnold. Honestly, I can just listen to him talk about the team, talk about dynamics all day long. I do wish you could have borrowed a tiny bit of that Warzone spice and given us a much more specific prediction, but I understand it is not your place to do that. Who are Gen G's biggest threat?
I think it's still going to be T1, though I will say if BLG or Top Esports turn up from the LPL as well, they could be real hot. We'll wait a little bit before we get into the weeds with that one, because I could break that down for hours and we don't have the time.
We don't, because we literally have an amazing show in 43 minutes after we got some content.
Sorry, guys.
Before we do, though, I feel like I haven't spoken to Jays a whole lot. And the reason I say that is, let's take a look at the prize breakdown for this event. League of Legends, we've just spoken about extensively, it's got $1 million on the line. And 33,800,000 100,000 is the prize pool here allotted to the respective games. Jace, the reason I'm coming to you is Mobile Legends Bang Bang, that's a big number.
Yep, definitely. This is one of the biggest number that we've ever seen for the side of Mobile Legends Bang Bang. But apart from that, I'm also looking at another number in the prize pool.
Which one? Tell me.
It's definitely going to be the Dota 2. It's going to be $5 million US.
Sorry, you didn't know I was going to throw that right back at you. I was supposed to pick that one up. $5 million. It is the biggest prize pool here at EWC 2024. There's a couple of teams who have done exceptionally well in previous tournaments, including TI, the Riyadh Masters. We're talking about Gaimin Gladiators, Team Spread, Team Falcons. I mean, the winner of Riyadh Masters, TI23 running up, and then Team Falcons who've placed top 3 in all the events this year. I mean, Initialize, we've been talking and prepping this a little bit. This is a big tournament, and it's something to be excited for the Dota community.
It really is, because I think for the longest time, the Dota community has largely rallied around that singular tournament, the International, and that is a massive tournament, don't get me wrong. But now we've got a tournament with an even bigger prize pool, another kind of monument in that circuit is such a big deal for how Dota 2 is going to function competitively.
I really love seeing the clips as well. And we consider the fact that Riyadh Masters 22 and 23, there's a building kind of competitive home here for Dota, as it were. We're going to find out which one of those respective squads could pick up that title, could pick up and call themselves Esports World Cup champions. And of course, Dota will be amongst one of many games being played in the Kidia stage, along with League of Legends, Overwatch 2, Rainbow Six, Street Fighter 6, EAFC, Rocket League. Katie, which games are you excited to watch on that stage?
I'm very impressed by Rocket League. I played that game one single time and was so traumatized by how difficult it was that I never played it again. And when I watch those players, they just float through the air with the ball. It's incredible.
Jace, pick one of them that's the most exciting to you.
Yeah, apart from the Rocket League that I always like to look at, and I guess most of the people that's been sitting on the desk said that it's interesting to watch car kicking footballs. Why don't we have this in real life?
For the hospital bills, man.
Yeah, exactly. And the mechanical costs, right? Also, I'm starting to learn, Katie's just influenced by the guests, you know, throwing out, doing Tyler 1 impressions, listening to Danny for that one. That wraps it up for Dota, as well as the Kidia stage, as well as many of those 5v5 games. But we've got many more arenas that we need to keep an eye on. Before we get to them, though, I have another interview lined up for you, this time with Obnovlenный from G2.
Shift, you're down on the Kadia stage floor with the CEO of G2, Alban. How you doing, man? Looking good.
Very good. Super excited to be here. It's been 8 weeks, 1,500 people. It's kind of like very big and very exciting.
Well, you guys have a lot of things to look forward to. Obviously, the first major thing that a lot of the G2 Army is excited about is the CS2 team, coming off lots of success at IEM Dallas. But a roster change has us kind of maybe wondering what we should expect from the G2 team. How are the boys feeling about this event in particular?
Yeah, I mean, like, we win and we make changes. So imagine how much we expect to win even more, you know? Now the team is looking good. We had like amazing talents with Monesi, Nico, Hunter, and we're adding some new ones, so exciting.
On top of that, obviously the Rocket League team's coming off some success. You guys have teams across a multitude of different titles. What other squads are you excited to see here in person to see what they can do?
Yeah, I think when you look at other organizations, we definitely went for quality over quantity. But if you think about Rocket League, League of Legends, CS, and other teams that have been world champion before, like Rainbow Six, I think we go for very high in the ranking. Want to break some things on the totem, you know? So let's see how far we can go.
The totem's an exciting premise because you guys are going to be one of the major contenders for the overall club championship. Where do you see G2 finishing with this Invictus partnership that you guys put together recently?
Look, Invictus is like a dream story for us. The best of the West and the East coming together. We always have a lot of fans in China. We never had a team. So now we work with Invictus on G2IG and we look to win, you know?
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time. Of course, best of luck, and I'm sure you're going to be rooting all throughout the 8 weeks.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
You got it. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you so much. I hold shift. Alban looking very fancy there in his outfit. And of course, talking about a lot of other games outside of League of Legends. I want to get away from that, though, and I want to talk about Battle Royale. Before we show you the stage, I want to ask Katie, what does it mean for the Warzone community to have a stage, to have a LAN tournament? Because it's not something that happens often.
Not at all. We aren't spoiled like a lot of the other larger esports with those LAN tournaments, those memorable moments that stick with the players for the rest of their lives. And for what is going to happen over this weekend, they're never going to forget it. Quick shot. And it's truly going to be a pivotal moment in the story of Warzone esports.
I'm explicitly asking you to pay close attention to that screen because it's time to take a look at the SDC arena.
Guys, welcome to the STC stage. This is going to be your home for everything Battle Royale. We've got all the favorites, Call of Duty Warzone, Free Fire, Apex Legends as well. Going to grace us with 3 tiers worth of stations for all of our squads. There's going to be 21 teams at once here for the Warzone particular portion of this stage. LED floor, the LED board behind me might be too big for you to capture just in one camera shot, so it's going to be absolutely massive. But that is not all. We also have StarCraft 2, Teamfight Tactics, all going to be happening right here in this arena. And I know in particular, the home crowd could be very excited about Team Falcons for the opening debut of Warzone, where I imagine this place will be filled out and ready to go to cheer on the team of Shifty, Biffle, and Hisoka. Some of the favorites that we have throughout the entirety of this Warzone event to get us kicked off. This is the STC stage. Make sure you tune in for everything Battle Royale right here.
What a stage!
That stage is absolutely breathtaking, and what better of an arena to set up for these players who are loud, who love talking trash, to get up and scream it all their opponents.
And you know what? I'm actually really stoked that I know Shifts actually spoke a little bit about Falcons. I want you to hold your tongue for a second, though, because you have been hyping up the squad and their chances. We'll get to that later. Call of Duty Warzone is coming up in week 1, but it is one of many other titles as well. Battle Royales rather taking place on that stage. $1 million is the prize pool. I think I do want to zoom out and talk about some of the other BR titles. We've obviously got Warzone on screen. We're going to be talking a little bit about PUBG. We've got Free Fire. I mean, Katie, how exciting, how fun is it to watch the other BRs as well?
Well, look, Apex, we all know what high caliber, what quality we can get from the players there. Not only that, but the production and the history of it. There's a lot of others, actually, Fortnite as well, Free Fire, that maybe I'm not as exposed to. And that's one of the great things about EWC is that you are getting that time to be introduced to games you might not otherwise pay attention to.
And that's a huge deal, right? Because many esports communities are very insular. You either follow a game or a genre, and now we've got a tournament and an ability to get involved with the other tournaments. I get to know Warzone, I get to know MLBB, I get to realize that mobile esports actually is pretty damn cool right now, and that kind of thing is really, really awesome.
Jace, what's your favorite Battle Royale?
Currently, as of now, PUBG, unfortunately.
Ooh.
I used to play it just a little bit.
Unfortunately,
I used to play a little bit, but I'm just looking at the STC stage earlier just now, right? There's just so many computers right there. It's so big. And do you guys see the effects they can just pull off
That didn't seem complicated at all.
Not at all. Not at all. Look, that's, of course, the STC Arena. We still have one more to take a look at right now, and that's going to be the Amazon Arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an absolutely unbelievable venue to celebrate the Esports World Cup. This is a truly magnificent place. It's going to be filled up later with a bunch of gaming fans to celebrate gaming, man. Let's celebrate esports, all right? We have got 5 mobile games, 4 console games, starting with 2-week Mobile Legends, bang, bang, all right? And then debuting later is the Honor of Kings, plus the latest from Tekken 8. This arena is absolutely unbelievable. Can I go over to the trophy? Bad luck to touch it, by the way, so I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to keep my distance, and that is absolutely, you know, I just touched it, okay? I just touched it. It's not like it's on camera or anything, so no one can snitch, but this arena is absolutely unbelievable. It's going to be insane. It's going to be surreal. Players from all around the globe have been flying out to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, to celebrate this. It's going to be a movie, man. I cannot wait. Ladies and gentlemen, join me, and let's get into it.
Oi, bruv, thank you so much for that look into that stage. Welcome back to the opening show, where we are 34 minutes away from the opening ceremony. And Jace, that's the arena where we're going to see a lot of mobile games being played.
That's right.
That's got to be special for the players. And also, the amount of different titles being competed here is also new.
Definitely, right? This time around, we're going to feature a lot more mobile titles this time, and consoles. And you never know that, if you tell me like 3 years ago that Mobile Legends will be playing on that sort of stage, and it looks absolutely fantastic with the designs already up for MSC 2024, man, speaking about MSC 2024, it is one of the biggest prize pool that we've ever seen for
And
Mobile
I've
Legends
got
Bang
a
Bang.
note for everybody watching. If you don't know what Mobile Legends Bang Bang is, if you don't understand what MSC 24 is, then these are things that you want to tune in and watch because we can help educate, we can help show you.
Definitely.
The games on your screen right now is what's going to be played over there on the stage. Free Fire, Honor of Kings, MSC, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, PUBG Mobile, FC 24, Street Fighter 6, and Tekken 8. I personally am incredibly excited about the fighting game communities and seeing them intermingling with all of these other types of competitive scenes. I mean, what are you thinking? How excited is MLBB to be here in the opening week and to be competing literally in just a couple days?
Yeah, definitely. For the next 2 weeks, there'll be a lot of action packs, right? You've got the best team all around the world congregating here in Riyadh, and they're all looking at that prize pool. And like I already told you guys, you already also saw it on the screen earlier, right here. This is the largest MLBB prize pool that we've ever seen in MLBB history.
And I do just want to double down. This is the first time that I think mobile esports is having a moment quite like this. Is it fair to say, Katie, this is probably the biggest collection of Battle Royale tournaments that we've ever seen? I know the scenes respectively have their own scales and tournaments, but 6-7 Battle Royales side by side, it feels like it's one of the biggest.
I don't believe that's ever happened before, and certainly not at a scale as gargantuan as this.
And I think that's the point I really want to hammer home for people, because the Mobile Legends scene is getting a stage like that. The Warzone stage is probably about the size of 3 IMAX screens, full scale. It is huge in there. I know Jay's been nerding out about all the event management stuff.
Of course.
It's been so cool. Every single one of these arenas, every single one of these events has been turned up to the max, and I cannot wait for them all to kick off properly.
We've got a couple of minutes to go just before I move us along, so I want to take a look at the rest of the games that will be played here at the Amazon Arena and talk about which ones we're going to be doing. Like I mentioned, I keep looking at the artistic graphics. I obviously want to take a look at how Fortnite's going to be played. I think Tekken and Street Fighter is ones that I've always wished I'd be better at. I tried fighting game, playing and competing. I just don't know the mechanics for it. What are you looking at? What's going to be the most exciting?
I am actually quite interested to see how Honor of Kings goes, because I've been really getting into that game recently as well and getting to learn that one. I think it's a really exciting new mobile title. I think mobile titles in general are starting to step up and join the rest of the console and PC gaming echelons and make a real name for themselves.
Now, I'm also going to zoom out, talk about all 3 of the respective arenas. Katie, obviously we focus quite a lot on the STC one. I really am not happy to say I think your arena looks cooler.
Yeah.
And not that it's like yours, no. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a MOBA guy at heart, right? So that's but like, what does it mean when you see the different arenas, the different setups? And as just a fan of esports, what the next 8 weeks is going to look like?
Well, I think one of the really cool things about it is that when you go into all of these different arenas, they are unique and stand out for their individual games.
That's
and
right.
that's, yes, the STC, it's going to be huge because it needs to be huge. There's 63 players for Warzone, but every arena is so interesting. They are unique. They are exciting. But, you know, STC, not to be biased, but I think it might be the best.
Which is the best arena, Jace? No, I don't need you.
I mean, you asked me, I have to answer. I'm obviously very biased right here. I'm going to say the Amazon stage right here that you're seeing, ready with the MSC trophy. I am already excited for all this.
Can I also, just very quickly, I know that you're also an event planning, event organizer on the side.
right.
Give me a bit of a sense of the scale of this and like putting together not only one arena, but 3, and then also STC, etc.
Yep, just the amount of LED screens that has to go into this one little venue. And don't forget, that is actually a curved LED
That's mad.
panel. And the fact that, and look at the amount of lights just for
Look
the
at the roof.
STC
The roof
arena.
moves.
The roof moves.
How did they get the roof to move?
The effects going in is just amazing. Look at that. Look at
All right,
that.
Vidal.
It's really floating.
I am nerding out.
Pause. No spoilers. We're not there in the show just yet. But now, I want to move us along. I have another interview primed for you at home. This time it's with Fnatic Onyx Kyrie.
Shift here with Kyrie. Kyrie, welcome.
hello.
Thanks for being here.
Hello, thank you.
You're very welcome. So you're the first player to win MPL Indonesia now 4 consecutive times with 3 of your teammates. So tell us, what's the secret? How has the team gelled so well?
I think the most important part is to be consistent and always stay disciplined. Yeah, because whenever a lot of teams win a tournament, some of them likes to get chill and stop working hard. So probably the most important thing is staying consistent.
That's good stuff. And you come into EWC as the #1 seed from Indonesia. Honestly, a pretty big favorite for the event. But you guys have yet to beat AP Bren, who's also here.
Yeah.
How do you plan on besting them here this week?
Actually, our plan right now is to beat everyone on our bracket. So we're not planning to beat AP Bren yet. Like we're still focusing on our bracket B. We're also gonna face strong opponents like Yudu, the Giants, See You Soon, and Team Falcons. So yeah, we're just gonna focus on our bracket first before focusing on other teams.
You are one of the most standout players in the space. At 18, you've arguably have more accolades than some people may ever accumulate over the course of their career. So where do you see Kyrie in 5 years from now?
I think I'm still gonna be in esports. Yeah, because ever since I was a kid, I love playing video games and it became like a daily thing to me. So probably 5 years from now, I'm still gonna be a player. I'm a BB player or probably a coach.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, hey, best of luck this weekend. Thanks for so much taking some time.
Thank you.
Shift. I think you're pressing control, actually. But another exceptional interview. Thank you so much. I was actually incredibly impressed with Kyrie's not only maturity in the interview, talking about the brackets. Where's he going to be in 5 years? Well, obviously the Heartless are defeated. He's going to have another Keyblade added to his case. But Jace, what's your take and his chances at the tournament?
Look,
it's not that bad.
Look, I've been watching Kyrie since M4, and every time when I bump into him, it was a lot of the unplanned meetups, right? We bump into the convenience store, we bump into going to the venue, and this guy, by the way, I'm Rias right here. He is my favorite player, apart from Diablo, of course, but my favorite player in MLBB, and this guy, he can pull off the craziest of all plays, craziest of all escapes.
Listen, I think there's a lot of viewers who are obviously going to be familiar with Fnatic. Maybe less so on our streams than Onyx and, you know, Mobile Legends Bang Bang. How good are Fnatic? What are their chances?
I feel like right now the chances are they're really hungry for this, right? Fnatic, Onyx, I think they're looking at a revenge arc going up against AP Bren because, you know, Falcons AP Bren, they kind of denied them from the golden road of MLBB history.
Oh, wow. Golden Road there too. Fantastic stuff.
We also have our own.
Okay. I mean, it works. I guess it's more of a Eastern kind of philosophy. Now, we've obviously set the arenas and showed you exactly what they look like. It's time to focus in on which games will be played across the weeks. Don't forget, week 1, Dota 2 is there as well. Katie, which week are you the most excited for outside of this one?
My eyes immediately go to week 6. As you may have noticed with Rocket League, I like to watch games I'm really bad at, and teamfight tactics is so fun to me. So again, to watch players who elevate that ceiling for any game, and to get to do it live is going to be a real treat.
I think for me, I had a bicker with Katie about who would get to say week 6, but I think
still bickering. Let it go.
I can't let it go. It's okay. Week 3 looks absolutely stellar. I'm quite happy picking that one. Dota 2, Counter-Strike 2, PUBG Mobile. That is some esports royalty right there. The gameplay is going to be hot, hot, hot.
Jace, what do you reckon? What's your favorite?
I'm looking at week 7, right? You got FC24, it's a sport. You got FPS, and then after that, RTS. StarCraft 2, one of my first loves.
Well, there we go. Listen, I'm looking forward to all 8 of them because I can't pick one favorite. Let me remind you where we are within the terms of our opening show. The show obviously has covered the stages. We've done the show start. Coming up is going to be the club's overview, and then the totem unveil, and at 11 o'clock, it's going to be that trophy reveal. For now, we're going to go to a very short break where Shift is going to share some news with us.
Guys, Shift down on the boulevard again with the check-in just before the opening ceremony. Small spoiler, the stage just is off to my right, and it's giving me a little goosebumps. Can't say too much, but of course, the entire boulevard is decked out and ready to go with everything Esports World Cup. We're just minutes away at this point. I'm ready. I know you guys out there are ready. Hope all the fans at home are ready, no matter where they're tuning in the world. I'm just really pumped to be here with you guys all the way through this opening ceremony. Let's have some fun tonight.
I'm over the moon to be here with you two, at least digitally, Shift. After this one, we'll be able to see that trophy reveal together and celebrate the beginning, the commencement, the inaugural EWC 2024 kicking off. That is, of course, Boulevard City. And you're looking at, I'm just over there. If you look just a little bit lower down, waiting for us to come back in. Okay, so I was trying to point out, I'm like, I'm just over there.
They can't see you.
Thank Thank you, Shift. Thank you for showing that up. The only request I do have is that this show and my face should be on those big screens, bro. Can you make it happen? We'll find out if you can. Welcome back. Still Quick Shot, Initialize, Katie and Jace, bringing you the remainder of our opening show. And I'd like to now turn our attention to the clubs that are competing here in Riyadh for the Club Championship title. There are 30 of them in the EWC Club Support Program. There are many, many more participating. And I think when we look at the 30 clubs, as you'll see on your screen right now, Katie, I'm going to come to you first. Like, what jumps out at you, and maybe how surprised are you to see different clubs competing here?
Well, it's just the scope and the breadth of teams that are here. So much history packed into the screen in front of you. A lot of the standouts from Call of Duty, 100 Thieves, you're going to see FaZe Clan on there and others, but just the scope blows my mind.
Jace, what do you make of this? I mean, obviously, from Mobile Legends Bang Bang, there's been an influx of organizations, partnerships coming in.
Yep.
This has to be exciting for you in the community.
Yes, definitely, right? Before that, you wouldn't have known, like, Falcon's AP brand. Now, I feel like the Western media will start to know, like, okay, there is, like, Onyx, there is AP brand.
I saw Fnatic explaining MLBB to its social media audience today, which really made me, no, but, like, I don't mean it in a disingenuous way. It's exciting.
Yes, it is. And I feel like we're also trying to educate everybody out there that Mobile Legends Bang Bang, we are actually really serious and really looking forward to grinding out.
Listen, the games are playing. Plans have happened. The tournament starts on Thursday. You have to watch. Katie, you're my favorite to pick on right now. I've asked production to put together a small list of notable teams. So production, when you throw this up on screen, Katie, which was the most notable to you and why?
Well, I already mentioned them, but it's going to have to be FaZe Clan. I have a Call of Duty background, and FaZe Clan fairly prolific in Call of Duty, going all the way back to those trick-shotting videos of old, and the fact that over the last few years, FaZe has had the strongest Call of Duty team in the CDL.
And look, as a Berlin-based EU boy, G2 has to be mentioned, but I also turn my eyes to T1, formerly SKT.
So you just say the name?
Yes! I know right now, because T1 are such a cool organization with such an insane history. Back to StarCraft, now into that kind of ridiculous run they have in League of Legends. They are so cool to have here.
Will you humor me for a moment now? Obviously, I play the old man card. You guys may not be as familiar. I play the old man card on my previous broadcast quite a lot. I like seeing Ninjas in Pajamas. I like seeing VP there. These are two organizations that have been around for a long time in their respective games, predominantly Counter-Strike history. And I want to see them grow and develop and do well. I believe we have another interview lined up for you, and it's actually from somebody that Shift is very excited about, as is Katie. It's Biffle from Team Falcons.
Shift down here on the STC stage with the one and only Biffle. My guy, how you doing?
I'm doing good, yeah. My first time seeing the stage, and it looks insane, by the way.
Well, you guys are planning on lighting this whole thing up, I imagine. Obviously, reigning world champion. You guys dominated at the NA finals for this all-world qualifier. How are you guys, prepping up for this particular event, though, comparatively to what you guys had to do for World Series?
I mean, we've been scrimming Rebirth for a little bit, so, in the scrims, we've been looking good. We've won all the scrims that we've played, so... we've been just playing, learning our strat for like where to land and stuff. But yeah, I think we're looking good,
So with the domination that you guys have had, I mean, domination is the right word. Yeah. What is it like playing with this trio? How do you guys stay on top of your game and not get complacent after winning and winning and winning all the time?
Well, Soka and Shifty, they've been grinding for years, even before they really got known in the scene. So they kind of carry that with them. So, playing with me, they'll kind of like, I wouldn't say make me, but, they kind of like push me, to grind more. So, I think that's what we do. We grind, we find the little secret stuff that, some people don't really care to know about. But yeah, I mean, it's just the little things really that really makes our team like shine compared to the other ones.
Now, you guys have a little bit of a special sauce coming in because you're representing Team Falcons at the event, hometown crowd, likely to get pretty loud in here. Anything in particular you want to say about the organization and the fans that are going to come to support you guys?
Yeah, man. I mean, for all the fans that are coming out, hope you guys get loud because we didn't really have a crowd like that in London because we weren't like the home team. So I'm super excited to see what a crowd is like for Warzone and a home crowd as well, yeah.
Cool, man. We'll let you get to it. Best of luck. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
Back to you guys up at the studio. Thanks so much.
Another fantastic interview from Shift and a really good interview from Biffle. Before we talk about the organization, just how good is this team?
Team Falcons are the boogeymen that haunt the dreams, the hopes of every other team that is in that arena. Let me put it together for you. The combined trio, they have 273 first place finishes in Warzone. Not only that, but over 1.15 million in tournament winnings. They are the best of the best for a reason, and they are poised to make history and become the best trio of all time here.
They are expected, nay, anticipated to win.
This is their tournament to lose, and they know it.
Well, listen, with Hisoka on their side, every other squad needs to get their nen and their aura up because it is going to be a hell of a fight. They obviously are the Warzone representatives, which is what we focused in on. If I zoom out and talk about the club, this is a club that was established in 2017. They have 14 teams at EWC across the various games, and that is something that's really going to help them out when we look ahead to the club championship. That's a small spoiler for a few minutes away. Team Falcons, will they be able to do it? They are here at the hometown heroes. The crowd's going to have to help them out. We've got another interview lined up for you because the opening show is non-stop action. This time around, we're going to head to talk to TRK.
Guys, down here on the Kadia stage with TRK. Been representing the Falcons for the last 2 years, but now a major tournament in your home country. How much does this event mean to you?
إننا هنا مع TRK وأنك جزء من فريق فالكنز منذ سنتين وأنك ستتنافس هنا في وطنك الأم. فماذا تعني لك هذه البطولة كونها موجودة هنا في وطنك الأم؟
الحمد لله أمثل فالكنز لي سنتين تقريبا، وصراحة تكون بطولة في أرضي وبين جمهوري وبين كيان فالكون العظيم، والشعور جدا رهيب، وإن شاء الله نحقق لهم البطولة.
So I've been with Falcon for 2 years now, and it's an honor to be playing here in my home country and representing Falcon, my home team here in Saudi.
Well, this has been great news because you guys are coming off a great result in London. The team has been making tremendous progress over the last 2 years. What has been the key factor for all of this growth that you guys have had as a squad?
هذا خبر رائع فإنكم نافستم في لندن ونلتم على الجائزة الثانية فما هي العوامل التي أدت إلى هذا التقدم الرائع الذي حققتموه؟
الحمد لله هذا بفضل الله وكثرة التمارين وكثرة العمل وقت الجد، هذا هو اللي يخلي الأداء متقدم.
So thank God, we have God to thank for that, and it was all about dedication, consistency, and working very hard and seriously in our trainings.
Well, it looks like everything's primed up for you guys to make a major run here at this tournament. But after falling to G2, what's the one area that the squad is working on to try to win this championship?
يبدو أنكم جاهزين لهذه البطولة هنا، ولكن بعد خسارتكم أمام G2 ماذا تعتقد هي المجالات التي عليكم أن تحسنوها لكي تفوزوا هنا في هذه البطولة؟
بنتمرن أكثر وبنعدل أخطائنا وإن شاء الله نفوز في البطولة.
So learn from our mistakes, train very hard, and hopefully we will win this championship.
Well, of course. Well, best of luck. Any last words you want to say to the fans at home?
حظا موفقا، وهل لديك أي كلمات تود أن تشاركها؟
شجعونا.
Encourage us.
Perfect. Well, much love. Of course, best of luck, and back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you once again, Shift. Man, they really got you running around working today. Thank you for the content, though. And also, TRK, Track, Rocket League, that is a name made for the heavens. We'll have to see what happens with Rocket League later on in the tournament. For now, though, I'd love to remind everybody of the prize pool breakdown for each of the respective games. And we're also going to talk about the other ways that individual players and clubs can pick up some of that over $60 million in prize pools. I mean, initialized 33.8 mil. That's a lot.
I mean, I'm seeing a lot of $1 million prize pools in there. Dr. Evil wishes he could be asking for that amount. It's so ridiculous. Look at the money.
I mean, it's fantastic. And I think Katie said it a little bit earlier today. It is life-changing money for many of these teams, many of these players, especially maybe not the Team Falcons Warzone squad that have already done a whole lot for themselves. But I mean, Katie, what are the other elements, of course, because I want to move on to player bounties and how that works.
Yeah, so player bounties are going to be an extra, chunk of change you can put in your pocket if you really stand out amongst your peers.
The single player?
Yes.
MVP?
I've heard some might share with their teams, but some might say, hey, maybe you should just played better, that's mine. Thank you. 50K.
How does the player bounties work? Give me an example.
So it is different per game, but as you can see, example, Apex, it's going to be winning a match with more than 15 kills. Free Fire having the best overall accuracy, which we know for a mobile title is going to be quite tricky to do, but every game has its own unique MVP capacity.
Okay, so each one has its own unique MVP. I asked you all to do homework and tell me what your unique MVPs were. This is where I really put you on the spot.
I have done it. It's fine.
Jay,
Yeah,
I
me too.
know. I'm going to come to you first. Okay, so how does it work in Mobile Legends Bang Bang? And what do you like? Who do you think could maybe? Is it easy? Is it hard?
Okay. So for Mobile Legends Bang Bang, it's also pretty simple. We are looking for the best escapes, the lowest HP, and you already saw one of my favorite already that could be walking away with that 50K, and that is Kyrie. That escape that he did in M4 with the Hayabusa was just phenomenal.
So I get that. So it is those guys. Do you know, does it have to be voted by talent? Is it fans? By the talent, on it talent. Oh, that is so stressful for them.
Yeah, don't get it wrong. So friends, help me out.
What's going to be yours?
I quote, it is the spiciest level 1 play made by a player,
And
as
it's an
voted by
individual
talent.
player as well,
It is
right?
individual player, so spiciest level 1 play from an individual player.
Can I be honest? I think that's actually kind of hard because
It's really
I
hard.
think most level 1 plays are a group play most of the time.
It'll be
Oh, what if it's reversed? What if somebody ints? What's if that's
Oh no.
spicy?
No. That would be just like, here, have 50K for messing up. That would be
Well, okay,
That's your consolation.
Somehow I think that is against the spirit of the Esport World Cup, but it is
put a word
funny
in
as
the
hell. Katie, how does it work in Warzone?
Warzone is going to be the top overall slayer from that top team who wins the whole thing. And I'm not sure, I mentioned that some teams might split. I heard rumblings that that could happen in Warzone. It's fairly common
Okay, can
concept.
you define Slayer? What is Slayer in terms of Warzone termination? So
Kills,
total
yes.
kills. Okay, go. Total kill secured. Okay, so that's it. Of course, there are bounties for every single game that is happening here at EWC, and we will be explaining them, as will the broadcast, throughout the course of the next 8 weeks. It is time to finally reveal to you how the club championship works as well. All 30 clubs participating in EWC 2024, in order to have a chance at picking up the club championship, need to win a single title. If they do so, it will accrue them 1,000 points towards that championship and initialize. How else does it work?
Well, as you can see, you really want to be getting towards the upper placements because the points really drop off as you start going on down. That 1,000 points is all important. And also worth noting, if you're in a tournament where you end up with shared third, fourth place matches, League of Legends, for example, you'll split the points.
And of course, the club with the highest amount of club championship points takes home the giant prize. The next thing is, what is the prize? And Jace, read the numbers to me.
Definitely, we're looking at the lion's share, 7 million right there, on top of what they've already won from the respective
Excuse me, no,
titles
hold on. Look, it's the players that get the money from the tournaments. Obviously, based on contracts, I have no idea. This is bad. Bad joke. Bail out. 7 million for the winning club, though. That is huge.
That is huge, and of course, it also amounts to additional $20 million into that prize pool.
I think this is something that, for anybody that has been around esports or has watched for a very long time, this is one of the most exciting upgrades in my mind. It's the first time you're really seeing this congregation of all of the titles under one championship, under one trophy. I'm going to ask you a very difficult question. And Katie, I'm going to ask you first. Which club do you think is maybe a frontrunner or a possibility to take home that club championship?
I think that is a great question. And in the words of Danny Aaron, I'm thinking Thieves.
Ooh. Is this just, what was the word? What did he say? Did he say they were zesty? No, did they say they're passionate? Is this just because they're passionate?
Zesty?
I don't know.
I don't know if we're describing them like a salad dressing, but yes.
You love salads.
Okay, we are very close to trophy reveal. Jays, who do you think has a shot at picking up the club?
I personally think that Falcons have a great shot. Just looking at the fact that they've got a lot of clubs in EWC right here, and they've also picked up one of the world champions, ex-world champions for MLBB, that is Falcons AP.
And obviously we've heard that their Warzone team is fantastic. Theoretically, if everything comes to pass, that's 2,000 points. You are not going to get a chance to protect. You'll be able to do it on Saturday. Right now, it's time to reveal the trophies.
The Esports World Cup is a unique tournament and will have a very unique trophy system, consisting of keys, game trophies, the Club Championship trophy, and the totem. Introducing the key. This symbolizes a participant's right to compete in Riyadh. Each team or player will receive a personalized key consisting of the inner key and the outer frame. Winning a competition earns you a game trophy. A champion's key will be inserted inside. The frame will be placed into the totem. a physical block on display in Riyadh, serving as a progress bar of the Esports World Cup. The totem will remain in Riyadh as a chronicle of the Esports World Cup history. Those who get eliminated throughout the competition must give up their keys and see them crushed. Their broken keys will be tossed into the totem and encased in resin, symbolizing those that tried to win but fell short. However, as an additional privilege for winning, each game's champion gets to select 3 opponents' keys to be encased in the base of their trophy as an additional, more personal prize. Losers will go home with their keys replaced with a token that marks where they ended their journey. Witness history unfold at the Esports World Cup.
That is one of the most impressive things that we've seen. And right now we actually have the totem, we actually have the trophy. I want to unpack what it means to actually crush the keys of your opponents, maybe after we've demonstrated this. You guys are holding some very fancy things, so initialize Katie, take it away.
I am feeling slightly nervous because I've got to wear these gloves because this is very nice. I'm not allowed to touch this with bare hands. It is such a cool trophy.
Yeah, I mean, even this, it's gold, it's hefty, it actually has weight. I can't imagine how heavy that is.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely pretty weighty. I'm glad I prepped doing this so I knew what I was doing. Doing this live could have got very weird otherwise. And, you know, beyond that as well, I think there is something about how unique the trophy system is. It encapsulates the club competition, the fact that you can mess with your opponents by taking their keys off them, and that I just think is so awesome as well.
Yeah, the fact that you're encapsulating the story of such a huge event into the trophy itself, something that you can show people and you can walk them through based on what is on that trophy, the highest highs, and for some teams and clubs, the lowest lows.
Katie, can you walk me through how the key and the trophy works? God, that was so lame.
I would love
Don't make me laugh. I need to hold on to this.
Thank you. Now, I'm going to have to be very careful, but for example, say this is the key of the club their team has unfortunately lost. So this is G2, and they have to hand their key over to Fnatic.
Oh, what? Hang on. That's still letting me a win. That's still letting me a win. It's still letting me a win. That's what I count that as. That's exactly what I count that as.
Deliberately to hurt.
I would never.
Okay, but then the question is, which keys would G2 crush to go under the trophy?
Ooh.
Since you're the one throwing shade.
Oh, no.
Come on now, throw some
That's
shade.
not fair, because I come from COD, and they don't really have a... I'm going to hand it over to you.
Yeah. It would be Fnatic, for sure.
There we go.
That's the other European squad. They can rub it in forever without fail. I know what those fan bases are like. They would definitely do that. And probably, honestly, something like T1 and maybe BLG might be my
Well, I don't know. For MLBB, I guess the rivalries really run deep. Especially, we're talking about the battle between the regions, and if you look at the chat, right, it's always about their own region supremacy. And I don't know, man. Like, they could just put each other region underneath right there.
Okay, well, listen, I can actually see Sam's hands.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah,
This is very
I'm shaking right now.
While I ask Sam to put this down, we're going to check in with I hold shift and the totem. Could have waited a second.
I'm sorry.
Shift over to you. Shift over to you.
Guys, I'm down here on the main floor in front of the Esports World Cup totem, and oh, wow, this thing is absolutely incredible. Small sneak peek of what the trophies are going to look like for each of our teams, but here on the totem, this is where the key frames are going to be inserted for all of our champions for each of the different games. You can see them listed from top to bottom in order, of course, but let's just show you how this all works. If I win Tekken 8, I got my keyframe here, and I slot it right on in where my name will eventually also be displayed for the history of Esports World Cups to come. So it's going to be super awesome. As the event goes on, the board is going to get filled up every single time we crown a new champion. But cooler than that, once we get through the entire event, this whole totem will be displayed for future years in the annals of history for Esports World Cup. We'll start all over and do it all again for 2025. This is going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see this totem start to get filled up, guys.
Thank you so much, Shift. It really has been a pleasure watching you all evening. And of course, for the totems, we didn't really get a lot of time to talk and unpack it all. It's new, it's nuanced. The immediate thing that I love is that if a team wins a trophy, the fact that they get to select the keys of their opponents to form it, right? So you've already got existing rivalries. You've already got existing banter. You've already got existing love-hate relationships amongst the clubs that are competing, but I do like the element of it. Would you like to actually have a conversational point maybe about the devastation?
So, I think the thing that kind of shows was because you've got like the different levels of it, the trophy you get, the frame that's going in the totem, and actually that individual piece will have people's names and their clubs written on it. And it says world champion. And when you give that to someone, you're giving that dream up. And someone else gets to take that, stick it in the press, and break it. That is gonna hurt. That is so cool, but it's gonna hurt.
And I think it's going to be those handoffs. I mean, I'm imagining how many times those clips, those moments are going to be sent around the world on social media of those teams having to give up that dream to someone else who simply in the moment transcended.
I might get in trouble for this one, I'm sorry, Carmack, but the words pneumatic press were issued when we were being and that's a scary phrase in my mind. You are getting a few more shots of that. Now, we have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left until we do head over towards that opening ceremony and all of the exciting stuff that'll happen. Just before we do, I'm going to ask each of you to talk a little bit about your respective games that you're here to cover this weekend. This group will be back on Saturday. So, Jace, MLBB, what are some of the names, some of the things you got to keep out for and to get people hyped?
All right, so currently we're just going through, the standard group stage, and then after that, the knockout stage, right? Only
four groups of four,
four
and the
groups
top
of
two
four,
advance.
top two advance. But apart from that, the names that you have to look out for, of course, I've already been teasing all across the whole show already. Falcons AP Brand, definitely the fan favorites who basically won M5, which is the Worlds of last year. And now we're also looking for the hero, or practically turning into a villain right now, Fnatic Onyx. They're looking to regain that trophy once again, but there's also a Rising Star, Liquid Echo.
Now, the thing that I love is, first of all, the team references are really good for anybody who's not familiar with MLBB. And also, more importantly, if you've watched MOBA, then you are going to be familiar with how this works.
Yep.
4 groups of 4, top 2 advance. Warzone, it took me a little bit of time to understand it. So what's the format? What should viewers be excited for? What should they be looking out for when the game's on Thursday?
Yeah, this format's a bit interesting to look at that scope of that stage. 63 players, 21 teams, but it begins on Wednesday with a solo seeding stage. You are not going to be able to rely on the rest of your teammates in your trio, and they are going to end up combining your individual scores as a team to seed you into the group stage.
Once you're seeded, how does that play out?
How that plays out, you're going to be put into one of 3 groups, groups A, B, and C. And that seeding, it can make or break how difficult this is going to be for some of those teams. And if you can make it through the group stage, you are the top 14, you head into the finals.
Oh, that is actually huge. The thing that I really love about this as well is, like, once we start explaining the rules, I personally have really relished and enjoyed learning about all these other games and trying to understand them, trying to figure them out, and they're going to be running side by side. This show will be keeping you up to date. I've got one last game that I want to talk about. Obviously, I don't want to forget that Dota 2 is there. We just have a specialist with us. We'll be doing some check-ins on the weekend, don't get me wrong. League of Legends,
yes.
How does it work?
So we've got ourselves a single elimination bracket. It'll be East versus East and West versus West in our opening bracket part, though, which is pretty big because the rivalries between NA and EU and China and Korea are pretty damn huge in League of Legends, guys. So that is going to be a big, big deal. And as we go through the tournaments, best of 3, go into the semi-finals and the best of 5 finals. The other thing is the teams that are here are probably the best teams on average to have ever fielded in a tournament. It's very tight here, but I still think Gen G win it because they look nearly untouchable.
Okay, so hang on. You literally just stole my thunder. I have less than a minute to go. On 0, I need this to be finished. But I want to know, who do you think is going to win Warzone? Jays?
I would say Falcons. She made me say it.
I'm going to put a bit of a test here. KT, who's going to win MLBB? This actually wasn't planned. I just forgot about
AP
this.
Brand.
Okay, I like this one. And who do you think is going to win Dota?
Spirit.
Team Spirit. That's honestly, it's where I would have gone as well, to be quite honest with you. That does it from us. Thank you so much, Jace. Thank you so much, Katie. Thank you so much, Initialize. And thank you for sticking with us for this. The action is not over. We are headed into the biggest, largest, most valuable esports tournament that has ever existed in the face of this industry. The Esports World Cup 2024 has 8 weeks of action starting right now.
The crown is a gift bestowed by time. It carries the weight of centuries and the promise of new horizons. stride ignites the land. Rock sparrows spread word of your arrival. Your courage, your spirit, across sleepless plains. But the key keeps its own counsel. This threshold between worlds is woven in the shadows. And in the kingdom, unpredictable as the sport itself, a great silence settles. The bell tolls, light scatters, and the crown beckons. For nothing is granted. Everything is earned.
welcome back, everybody. Quick shot, initialize. Katie and Jays are here watching this all with you. Still some drone shenanigans afoot as we wrap up the opening ceremony. But before I ask my guests what they think, I want to let everybody know that obviously the production team on the ground here have been able to practice the drones. They were able to do the choreography. They were able to do the camera moves. This was a one and only one-time fireworks show. Just think about the logistics of that. Put yourselves in the shoes of a camera person filming that fireworks show, or anybody in our production room, directors, producers, TD, people who've got to cut between them. Congratulations. That was a not easy task, and you have pulled that one off. I mean, Katie, there was a lot of booms outside that window.
I mean, we were looking at the screens in front of us, but we all kept turning to our left to watch that entire show happen behind us. That is spectacular.
Yeah, you talk about spectacular. I'm just amazed. The amount of lights, the amount of fireworks, the amount of drones just flying around. No drones hurt in this act.
We need to wait until the explosion review is done. However, we believe it's all good.
I mean, it is absolute magic. I'm just looking outside the window, so I'm trying to look into my camera and I keep getting distracted by the drones. It is so awesome. We've got the lights, the cameras, the dancing, the fireworks with it all. It's just spectacular.
I've known of the drone shows, but I've not watched too many events of them side by side. And I think in particular, seeing like the EWC flag waving and then the crown being lowered by the drone hands.
That was
it's really cool. Obviously, fireworks, good. Fireworks, always good. Hard for fireworks to be bad. And we're still going. I think put yourselves again in the shoes of any of the hundreds upon hundreds of professional players that are watching this, that are looking at the setup, that have watched the arenas. And frankly, I think their palms are going to start getting sweaty thinking about Mom Spaghetti and looking ahead to the tournaments, Katie.
What I really want to know is how I can get my hands on one of those masks from that performance. I hyperfixate on things. And I'm just saying, you know where our HQ desk is.
21 teams, 8 weeks of competition. A lovely cushion to Katie's side. It's been a very fun show. It's been a very high energy show. We've obviously had a lot of ground to cover. The group will be back on Saturday to break down more of the games. The tournaments have already begun. Thursday's going to be the big one. Once this is over, I will be breaking down the schedule, so don't go anywhere. I especially want to explain to everyone the different games that will be taking place. That is what's coming up shortly. In actual fact, it might be coming a little sooner than I expected. Trophy on your screen, $60 million. It looks to be like Boulevard City is just about wrapping up. Congratulations to the production team. That's the first time that we've seen anything about the OC, and specifically the fireworks. That is a difficult show to pull off. Yes, so let's do a round of applause. Yes, Charlie Ho, well done. Tip, top.
I'm right here, bro.
We've obviously had some reactions already, and I promised I would take a look at that week one schedule a little bit more specifically than just the games that we showed you much earlier on in our opening show. This is a lot to take in, and it also doesn't include Dota for now, so keep that in mind. July 3rd, July 4th is matches starting. I've already asked my respective guests to talk about the formats, but I think maybe let's give one last little tidbit for maybe the non-specialists or the non-focused viewers, either a matchup, something they need to know about the game, just something that you can teach them. So Jace, what's your first thoughts?
Okay, first of all, this week one is just the group stages. We're looking at the marathon that they have to go through in order to stay and go into the knockout stage. Eyes on the names that we've been repeating to death on the top, but don't count out the dark horses as well. NIP Flash, my region as well. You also got Fireflux. You also got SRG that's also going strong right here.
It's very clear you're very excited about Mobile Legends. That game was a lot of teams to keep an eye on, and I'm going to be checking your homework at home. Katie, one tidbit from Warzone, something you can keep in mind.
If you're someone who enjoys watching historical moments happen in esports, Warzone, there's going to be a chance here if Team Falcons, the team I've talked about, if they win this event, they will solidify themselves and take over as the best trio of all time, taking down the prior best trio in TBE.
And of course, huge news, Warzone joining, League of Legends joining as
yes.
well. Very exciting new titles in the PC space. I'm going to give you the final shot. What are we talking about for League of Legends?
I think you can't go far wrong with any of those opening quarterfinals matches. They're all going to be really, really exciting for a lot of reasons, but I still want to zoom in on that T1 versus BLG matchup. Both of those squads are full of some of the very best players who ever graced the keyboards of League of Legends. Both of them have had a little bit of an up and down split of late though, so I want to see them turn up and start really playing up, because this could get a bit messy, and that should be exciting to watch.
Listen, I've heard that there's going to be 2 EU teams in the semi-finals. That's breaking news. All right, Jays, please say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Katie, please say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
It has been a pleasure. Goodbye.
And of course, on behalf of myself, the entire production team, and everybody here at EWC, thank you so much for tuning into the opening show. The Esports World Cup has officially commenced.